Why do people get into a sacco? What is the primary agenda of joining a sacco? And you agree with me that the main reason why people join sacco is because they want to contribute over a period of time and then borrow in multiples to be able to achieve their investment agenda. That's a lovely thing. A lot of saccos will allow you to borrow in multiples of 3, others multiples of 4. Very few that are allowing 6. And of course, there are also others that are only allowing 2. And what happens when you get into a sacco? There are only 2 ways of getting money from a sacco. You either borrow and pay interest, of course, at the rates that the sacco charges, or you resign from the sacco. There's no other way. Today, if I accumulated in a sacco 1 million shillings, and then tomorrow I need urgently a loan of 700,000. I've already accumulated 1 million shillings. But I need, as a matter of emergency, a loan of 700,000 tomorrow, which can be covered by the amount that I've already put in the sacco. The saddest reality is that the only way to get the 700 from the sacco is borrowing. Only borrowing. And there's no borrowing that doesn't come with interest. You have more than you are looking for, but the only way to unlock that money is borrowing. And that money that you're borrowing will be charged interest. If you have to borrow more than your own savings, then you'll be required to come with guarantors. And that's the second biggest risk in a sacco. For you to borrow more than you have saved, for example, you're going now into the 3 or 4 times of your savings. Let's say, for example, I've saved 1 million shillings, but I want to borrow 2.5. For me to get the 2.5 million shillings for my 1 million shillings investments, the only way that risk is taken up is you bring other members to be your guarantors. And those members are using their own savings to give you the guarantee that is needed. The challenge with that is that I once experienced in my sacco of a guy that was my friend. He was my good friend and we worked together. And at some point, he took a loan with our sacco. And for the longest time, I knew he was a very ethical person, a guy of high ethical standing, integrity, and I mean, he was a dependable person as a friend. But he took up this loan. I actually didn't know that he had gotten a green card. He was leaving the country in a matter of weeks. We didn't know that information. Some 2-3 weeks later, I heard that our friend left the country. Unfortunately, after he left, he changed his mobile numbers. No one has his contact to date. The sacco continued writing to him on email. He never responded. You know what happens now when a member defaults? This sacco goes after the guarantors. I woke up one day to receive an email that from my savings, 430,000 shillings had been chopped off. And the same was done to my other 2 friends. That was very, very saddening. But the reason I lost the 430 and my other friends did the same is because we were a guarantor of a friend of ours and who defaulted. So as you're going into a sacco, you must be cognizant of such risks. That if you have to borrow, you will need to bring in guarantors. And of course, when other people are borrowing, they'll also bring you in as a guarantor to them. That's a big, big risk. As I said from the beginning, there's no one that goes into a sacco with the intention of saving for 10 years, the intention of saving for 20 years. A lot of people go into sacco with short-term investment plans that I want to be in this sacco for the next 6 months, accumulate so much money, borrow. So the purpose of the money that you're putting in the sacco is majorly short-term, if not medium. It's majorly short-term. Of course, there's also a gain in the sacco in the sense, if the sacco is doing well, every year you'll be entitled some dividend. And some of the saccos are giving very attractive dividend. Some are giving at a rate of 10%. Others are giving 6, 7, 8%. It depends on which sacco you are in. But of course, there are also many saccos that are not even giving any dividend at all. You're carrying so much risk and you're not being given any dividend at the end of the year. Saccos are supposed to be regulated. But we are aware that there are enough that are coming up with very unethical practices where monies that were meant for investments, monies that were meant for the investors, have actually been severed out of the sacco and directed to other people's individual interests. So one has got to be very, very, very careful. I'm not here to say which is the best sacco, which is not the best sacco, but it will be important that before you can decide to invest in a particular sacco, you try to look at the...
How safe is this investment? Here are 7 good reasons why you should consider investing in the REITs, which is the Real Estate Investment Trust, from as low as 5,000 bob. But just before that, remember that the deadline you're filing tax returns is 30th of June. And in case you are stuck in filing tax returns, please make your way to the nearest KRA office usaidike, or reach out to them if uko mbali. And then it is also good to know that wame extend their working hours. Usikubali kubaki nyuma. Back to rates. Reason number 1, rates give you regular income streams. Every 6 months, VUCA inakulipa dividends. That is reliable cash flow, either for bills, retirement, ama if you also want reinvesting. Number 2, ni accessibility. You don't need millions to start investing in real estate, because from as low as 5,000 bob, you have started the journey to build your empire kwa real estate, and you start earning dividends from the word go. Number 3, rates in a beat inflation. Beating inflation protects your buying power in the long term. Number 4, rates give you tax advantages. Unlike many other investments where withholding tax is charged at 15%, the withholding tax in rates dividends is only 5%. Number 5, rates come with growth potential. You have a chance to make money in 2 ways. Number 1 is capital gains, and number 2 is dividend income. Number 6, rates offer you liquidity. You see, buying or selling a physical house or a physical property can actually take you months. But remember, trading in rates is like trading stocks. You can actually sell your shares in a breeze, and you access the cash without losing the value of your investment. And last but not least, you get to enjoy low risk, as your investment is actually backed by real physical estates, unlike the other investments out here which are purely paper assets. I will leave a link on the bio to help you sign up to VUCA, with which you can start building your real estate.
You're seeing somebody pushing a Range Rover. You're thinking they went and took their seed capital and bought a Range Rover. No, that's a tax deductible, because their company made so much profit, they need to add expenses so that they don't pay carry money. So they go and spend 42 million shillings on a car. You are trying to buy that car off 42 million shillings from something you've just... What is wrong?